Hello there.
My name is Phoenix. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use Davinci Resolve 15. And now a little bit of info about Davinci Resolve 15. It's actually an editor. It's supposed to be like Sony Vegas, like a pretty cool modern thing. While really it's nothing. It's free, yes, you can buy effects in their site for money if you get into this editor, but it's not as good as it's not as easy to master it as it is, to be honest. I'll show you what I mean. So this is what you get when you launch. This is like Davinci Resolve 15 public beta. Yes, this is a beta, a free beta, and then this is here. You select it and then open. You click open. That's easy, and then it opens this, because all you need to do to move is selection mode, which is an interesting name because it's like you click, it's like selecting, that's it, but you can also move with it. Just let me open a file. This is also really hard, like edit all of this stuff. It's like Photoshop, but it's actually really hard. It's like Photoshop version of Sony Vegas, you can say, but it's not Sony Vegas. You can see what I mean. You will see what I mean. Import file, import media, Control I, the shortcut. After that, when you open that, you will get the documents. Perhaps where I keep my videos using that I use the game bar captures. There we go, and then I will insert a Phantom Forces clip that I have tried to use for modding. Yeah, it was for modding. And so we have here, we can move this, and I don't know what this do, but it does something. Then you can deselect, you can select this, but you can't move it without this audio, which is sad. Now its quality is pretty great. The game bar records at a great quality, and the Davinci Resolve holds the quality inside the editing. Like, it's loading here and all that stuff, the fading, it's all great. The resolution is perfect. You can move it, but you can't click just like in Sony Vegas. It actually transfers the sound as well, which is pretty loud, and I like that as well, because it's good for modding. Well then, this is understandable. You can move and select things. Well, what is this? This is the cut. Well, you can't say that it's actually pretty bad because you have to select. There's also a shortcut, which is B and A. So A and B, or A, B, C, D, which is convenience a bit. Trim mode is I don't know, what does this do? Oh, I just wonder what does the trim mode do. The trim mode literally moves the whole thing. Like if you have cut, you can move this part of the video itself. I think you get it. So A is selection, B is cutting, and I think this is the connect one. I don't know, but Control Z also works here, which is pretty good. So that's that. This is insert clip, this is a override clip, this is a replace clip. This is the snapping thing and the length section, but I know whatever that is. The position lock is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to move on to media, which is to the right of edit. Down here is a really interesting bar. But I will be honest, if you want to do some really good work on your videos and you don't want to waste so much time learning it, just get a Sony Vegas. You can't get it because you're poor? You can pirate it. Come on, dude. It's easy. I don't know what is this, but it contains all of the media, like for example the C, usage 81% and all that stuff. So you get it. Fusion is the most interesting part of Davinci Resolve, because it is where you actually insert keyframes and all that stuff. And also this helps. This is supposed to help you. It's our texting, backgrounds, fast noise, all this stuff that I don't understand. Like, for example, there you go. There's the text. What does this do? I don't know myself, to be honest. Well, you can know, like, I just wrote a word there. Let me just, like, pew. Okay, let it be pew. And then what does this do? No, this does not interact with anything. It's just like building. It's like building blocks. That's it. Let me give it a Comic Sans. Where's Comic Sans? Comic Sans MS. There we go. It's going to be italic. And believe me or not, this is the positioning. You have to spin this. You have to do this to actually like move it only upwards, or if you want to do left or right, you can do this, which is actually really convenient, because in Sony Vegas you have to change buttons, change your mode of moving using a specific button, or you could just click it and it will like do diagonal movement and horizontal movement, and here's the circle button with which you can spin. Okay, very convenient, very fine. Now I don't know why did they add a scroll lock on this. This is really useless, and this is moving it freely. I do not know what this is, but I think this is what it is. Yeah, the big view tracking. It's like the distance between the letters. You can make it web. You can make it pew. Web pew. It's actually going to be a big pain of making this video in this thing if I want to add some text and stuff. This is not going to be okay today. I'm going to waste all my day on making some tutorial video. Perfect. Now I do not know what this is. Just don't touch it, okay? I don't know what it is. I'm too lazy to find out. Okay. This is the color, it's self-explanatory. Global in out is, I think those are frames. I was correct, those are frames. So if we, like, for example, like, do you see that shot? We want it to appear when I fire the gun. Let it be like that. So that's when, what is that global? 10.10093 is the frame when the shot starts. And the shot finishes at 1101. And there we go. We have our pew text. Like, let me show you again. I'm like shooting, and then the pew one will appear soon. Frame starts, and then it disappears. Perfect, isn't it? Which is actually, it was really complex for it to actually make this. That's why I hate Davinci Resolution a bit. Advanced controls, we do not talk about this. This is ununderstandable. Tap spacing, I actually know what. We're going to try this out. I don't think we should. Yeah, don't touch that. I can't. So you can also use our arrow keys for convenience, which is pretty good, very good. Wait, where's my text? Hey, hello, where's my text? Oh, I'm just going to make it full screen. There we go, that's better. What should I tell you next? I'll tell you this. Layout. Layout is the form of the text. Like, you can make it this view, you can make it a path, which is I think it's normal. I don't know. Forget about it. Do not use path. I don't know what it is. Frame. Frame is like it being in a frame. self-explainable. Point is original. Now that's the background of the text, which is not something you would want to mess with, to be honest, because that's not okay. That's not what people need in editing. That's spacing. We have already talked about this. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Hold on, let me just put it like this. Yes. Then pivot. No, I don't know what that is. This is literally just rotation. This is 3D rotating. Like you can do it like this, and like this, and like this. Interesting, right? Very, very. I'm amazed. Hold on, just let me reset it. Like this. We have understood transform a bit. Shear. Let me show you this. This is what angling is in here. Very interesting. This is size. You can literally make them like this. It's like 3D editing in here, which is what is the most amazing thing about Davinci Resolution. It is an interesting, a very, very interesting editor. That's what I like about it. Appearance. Now this is something you can play with by yourself. This is not understandable. This is like squares, and this is like it's hollow text outline. All of this is self-understandable, and then there you go. That's thing for you. This is also self-understandable, explainable. Hold on, let me delete. Yep, there we go. This can also be deleted and automatically merge to merge one. So text can, when you select it, can be edited, and then the merge one is media in, media out. Media in is the start of the clip that I inserted, and media out is the end of the clip that I have inserted. Merge is the place where a text or a background or something else is inserted in the video. Over here you can edit the merge itself, which is something you should not really mess with because it is automatically perfectly set. Unless you want to go deeper inside the Davinci Resolution, you should find someone else, because I'm not a damn professional on this. This is my first time actually making something up on this. Then later on, text. You can select it, you can do absolutely everything with it. It's perfect. Then we go on to color. Color is something that I really do not understand. We have those blocks here again. The curves, what is the curve? It's like dark to bright, you can say so. But it's not really, it's really not to be messed with. There's lift, which can be like whoosh. You can make fried memes with this. Like this. Like this. And then like this. And then bam, there you go, that's a meme. That's a deep fried meme. See? It's not that hard. Actually it is. You shouldn't really mess with this thing. Unless you want to do some roasted memes. This is Fairlight. And this is where you edit your sounds. I do not really understand Fairlight. Fairlight is a very interesting thing in Davinci. As you can see, it perfectly processes HD sounds, which is funny to be honest. As you can hear the gunshot sounds. While I can't do anything in here, absolutely nothing, except select. That's it. That's all I can do. The lever is just rendering and rewatching our perfect video, which I have deep roasted and shoved a hollow pew in. And then you can like instantly export it to YouTube. You can you render for email or and other stuff. Wait, hold on, you cannot hear me. So as I said, custom, you can export it in your customs stats. YouTube automatically sets for you in everything. You can either do video, audio, or file, single clip, individual clips. You can also do some cutting in the editing. B, cut, and then you can also select individual clips. Like for example, I have chosen this clip. Add to render queue. Hold on. For example, if you want to only render one part of something, so let me videos over here, and then I render it 720p for start render, and that's when it renders. As you can see, this renders all of it. It actually passes the cursor for here and also shows you the video that it's rendering. Stop. You can also stop the rendering and delete it by using over there the mark over there. So also, how do you do individual clips? You can literally select your clip here. That's all you can add to render queue. And there's also a way to do it, which is amazing for people who use one project in Davinci Resolve to make multiple videos. So that's that. It actually rendered only one clip. You have seen the video being rendered here. I guess that is it for the first part of well, it's the first and the last part. I do something with this on YouTube. Thank you for coming in. Bye.